Hey guys, welcome to this week's YouTube video. My name is Terry. I'm a full-time environmental scientist, new mom, and I love to DIY, thrift, do creative projects. So this week's video is footage from when I was actually still pregnant. I was refinishing a roadside dresser to use in my nursery, and it turned out so good. So keep watching if you'd like to see how I transformed some trash into a dresser for my nursery. Okay guys, I mean, it's obviously kind of all taken apart, but it's like just a raw wood pine dresser. There's some more drawers over there. Don't mind some of the mess, but it like definitely needs a bit of a cleaning because there's some like stains and it just rained, so it needs to dry. But what the heck, dresser, free dresser, oh my goodness. So I'm so excited. I was actually thinking about getting one of these dressers and potentially not just leaving it like that and doing some customization, like maybe make cane doors. I'm not too sure, I'm gonna think about it. But yeah, I'm like so stoked, like guys, what? So it's Friday night and I'm gonna try to clean this dresser off. There is some stuff on the top. So I have some TSP furniture detergent, and we'll see what we can get off. First, I sprayed everything using TSP detergent. I scrubbed it really hard and I rinsed and wiped off the detergent with a wet microfiber cloth. Next, I sanded the entire dresser, starting with 80 grit, going down to 120, then 240 using my orbital sander. And this is mainly to just smooth out all the bumps, just because the pine did have some warping and I was just trying to even it out, as well as there's some staining and I was just trying to sand out the stains. Hi, baby. Happiest boy. So done sanding all these drawers. I think they look so beautiful. Like, look at that wood grain. It's so gorgeous. Okay, so I am so excited because I'm going to test out some stains for this dresser. My idea for this dresser is that I want the color to be warm, rich, kind of a walnutty color, and pair it with some really nice brass or gold handles. And so first, before I go out and buy anything, I thought I'd just try and do some swatches of the stains I already have. So I think when I compare all of these colors to something that is brass gold color, I think these two match really well. Whereas like these stains have a bit more cooler tones underneath. So we're gonna go with Provincial. Okay, so before we do any staining, I applied some pre-stain, and what this does, it allows the stain to go on more evenly and less blotchy. I've definitely stained without using this and skipping this step, but it's not worth it. It doesn't come out very nice. After applying the pre-stain, I then used a foam brush and applied the stain in the color Provincial. This is from the Varathane brand, and I would wipe off the excess after I think like 30 seconds or a minute of letting it sit and absorb into the wood. I was pretty happy with how rich this color is, and so I decided to only apply one layer of stain. I then applied the stain and wiped it off all over the dresser, on the top, on the sides, and I just really wanted to get some good coverage. Here is what it looks like after the stain has dried, and I'm really loving this color. I didn't want it to be too dark, but I still wanted the grain textures to be emphasized. So I thought this stain color did a really good job of all of that. So I will be going in and putting a polyurethane top coat. I really like this burr matte finish, so I'm going to mix and pour some of that in here. My favorite way to apply any top coat polyurethane is by using a foam sponge. I got this one off Amazon, I believe, and I just find that it prevents any brush marks from showing up in the final finish, and I find it super easy to just be able to glide the sponge over the piece and be able to just spread out the polyurethane this way. For smaller areas, I did use a foam brush to just get into the nooks and crannies that a sponge applicator cannot get into. Alright guys, so I'm gonna move on to some handles. I got these handles from Facebook Marketplace. These were $2 each, and I got this one from a lady. This is $16 each, and I have two of these. I was having a hard time trying to find options online that are brass, and it just wasn't working out, so I went with Facebook Marketplace. So I bought some of this stuff called Rub and Buff in the color Gold Leaf, and it's super easy. It is really durable, and I used it to change the color from the chrome to the gold, and so I'm gonna do that for the rest of these, and I'll show you how I do it. So all you need is a little bit of Rub and Buff on the handle. I'm doing this with gloves just because I want an easier cleanup. You get a rag or a shop towel and you just kind of buff it in. And you kind of have to just wipe off all the excess. You get a really nice finish. I then applied Rub and Buff to the rest of the knobs and the handles, just because I wanted it all to have a uniform metallic gold sheen to it, and I thought this was a really good way to do it. After I started working on the drawers, and after much contemplation, I decided to go with just simply staining the drawers and keeping it quite simple. I wanted the handles to be kind of the accent on the drawers and not so much like a paint color. And so here I am just applying the provincial stain and wiping it off after 30 seconds to a minute with a rag. I then made sure to give all the drawers a good layer of protection by applying polyurethane using my foam applicator and making sure that there were no big bubbles or big goops of polyurethane. Guys, I am done the drawers and I think they look so beautiful. I think that it's gonna look so good when it's all together. So the next and final steps I'm gonna work on is putting the hardware, like the drawer knobs and pulls on the drawers. I did have to drill some new holes to attach the long bar handles, and so I did that using my drill and some measurements. And last step I took was to add some wallpaper and line the drawers with it. To glue it on, I just used some Mod Podge craft glue, cut out the wallpaper to size of the drawers and stuck them in. And I thought it was a really great way to add some unique texture to the drawers, even though it's going to be covered with stuff like baby clothes. I thought it was just kind of a nice personal touch. Okay guys, so this is the final reveal. This is how it turned out, and I love it. It is honestly one of the projects I'm really proud about. It was a project that took me a long time, and it had a lot of energy, required a lot of energy, mostly because I was trying to do it pregnant in my 3rd trimester. I think like 8 weeks before I was like my due date, which was probably not the smartest thing to procrastinate it for so long, but you live and you learn. I've been using it for the last 4 months since my baby has been born, and I think it's perfect for what I need it to be. I really like the size of this dresser. When I first got it, I thought it was going to be kind of big for this room. It's quite small, but I actually think that this being a 6-drawer dresser just was so helpful with providing storage for this small room. I honestly use every single drawer to its fullest, and I didn't even think I had a lot of baby stuff, but babies just need a little bit more than I thought, I guess. I also really like the height of it. It makes for a good change table, and I use it all the time to change my baby's diaper. Another thing I really like about this dresser, now that I've done it and using it, are the long handles, because I find sometimes I'm standing like an awkward location, maybe not centered right in the drawer, right in front of the drawer, and sometimes I just need to grab something quickly because my baby's screaming, and these long handles really help with like ease of access to the drawers. I really like the color and the stain of this and how it turned out. I like that it's a bit more warmer tones, and I think it just is kind of like a classic look. Overall, I would say I learned a lot from this project, and I really enjoyed trying to upcycle this dresser from the side of the road. And with that, I think my baby is starting to cry again, so I will end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!